Have you ever pondered, as you unwrapped a Christmas present, where this tradition of gift-giving originated? It's a question that has probably crossed your mind at least once. The act of giving and receiving gifts during Christmas is a practice as old as time, steeped in history, tradition and symbolism. To trace its origins, we need to journey back to a time over 2,000 years ago, to the biblical story of the three wise men. These three distinguished figures, also known as the Magi, embarked on a journey guided by a star, carrying with them gifts of gold, frankincense and myrrh. Each of these gifts held significant symbolism. Gold, a symbol of kingship on earth, frankincense representing divine deity, and myrrh, a symbol of death used in embalming. These gifts were presented to the baby Jesus, marking one of the earliest instances of gift-giving in history. Over time, this act of presenting gifts to the Christ child evolved. It began to symbolize the gifts of love and kindness that we share with one another. Today, it is a tradition that transcends cultures and borders, uniting us all in a common thread of generosity and love. Each neatly wrapped package that sits under the Christmas tree is a testament to this enduring tradition. Every ribbon, every bow, every tag, a symbol of the love and kindness we wish to convey to our loved ones. The act of giving is not just about the material gift, but the thought, the love, and the sentiment behind it. Gift-giving is a tradition that encourages us to think of others before ourselves, reflecting the selfless act of the three wise men. It embodies the spirit of Christmas, a season of love, joy, and generosity. It is a reminder that the greatest gifts are not the ones that can be held in our hands, but the ones that are felt in our hearts. So, the tradition of giving gifts during Christmas has profound roots, dating back to a miraculous event. But how did a saint from the 4th century shape our modern-day Santa Claus and his gift-giving custom? Let's delve into the fascinating tale of Saint Nicholas, a man who was known far and wide for his acts of generosity. Saint Nicholas was born in the late 3rd century in a place now known as modern-day Turkey. He became a bishop and was revered for his kind heart, and more notably his penchant for secret gift-giving. One of his most famous acts of generosity was secretly delivering bags of gold to a poor man who couldn't afford dowries for his 3 daughters. The story goes that Nicholas tossed the gold through an open window, which landed in stockings or shoes left by the fire to dry, hence the tradition of hanging stockings on Christmas Eve. Over time, tales of his kindness and generosity spread and took root in many cultures. In some parts of Europe, children would leave their shoes out on St. Nicholas's Day, hoping to find small gifts from the saint himself when they woke up in the morning. The Dutch, in particular, held a fondness for St. Nicholas, or as they called him, Sinterklaas. When they journeyed across the sea to settle in America, they brought these traditions with them. Over time, the Dutch Sinterklaas was Americanized into Santa Claus, a figure who, much like St. Nicholas, was known for his gift-giving and kindness. And so, the custom of Santa giving gifts began. Originally, gifts were opened on December 6th, St. Nicholas's Day. But as St. Nicholas evolved into Santa Claus, the date shifted to Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, aligning with the Christian celebration of Jesus' birth. So the jolly, red-suited figure we know and love today has its roots in the kindness and generosity of a saint from centuries ago. And it's this spirit of giving, born from the actions of St. Nicholas, that continues to light up our holiday season year after year. But how did we move from a saint and 3 wise men to a frenzy of shopping and wrapping? As we journey through history, we find ourselves in the Victorian era. It was during this time that Christmas began to look a lot like the celebration we know today. The Victorians, with their flair for tradition and ceremony, breathed new life into the holiday season. They introduced Christmas cards, Christmas crackers, and yes, Christmas presents. Gift-giving during this era was a far cry from the excess we often see today. Gifts were usually handmade, modest, and full of personal significance. A knitted scarf, a carved wooden toy, or a hand-stitched doll were common gifts, imbued with love and effort. Fast forward to the 20th century. With the rise of mass production and consumer culture, the nature of gift-giving began to change. The simple handmade gifts of the Victorian era gave way to store-bought items. Suddenly, The holiday season wasn't just about expressing love and appreciation, it was about showing it materially. The commercialization of Christmas reached new heights in the late 20th century. Advertisements painted pictures of perfect families gathered around trees laden with gifts. Department stores competed to have the most extravagant holiday displays, and children began writing lengthy letters to Santa Claus filled with their Christmas wishes. Yet despite the shift towards consumerism, the core essence of gift-giving remained. It's about expressing love, appreciation and thoughtfulness. It's about the joy of choosing something you know will bring a smile to a loved one's face. And it's about the anticipation and excitement of unwrapping a gift, not knowing what surprise awaits inside. Today, many people are rekindling the Victorian tradition of meaningful, handmade gifts. There's a growing recognition that the value of a gift lies not in its price tag, but in the thought and effort put into it. So, while the tradition of Christmas gift-giving has evolved, the core sentiment of love and generosity remains. Now for the million-dollar question, should we open presents on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day? This age-old debate has been the subject of many a festive discussion around the world, and if we take a closer look, we'll see that the answer isn't quite as straightforward as you might think. You see, the tradition of when to open our eagerly awaited Christmas gifts varies significantly from culture to culture, and even from family to family. In some parts of the world, like Germany, Sweden and Portugal, the excitement of Christmas gift-giving begins on Christmas Eve. It's a candlelit affair, full of warmth, laughter and the joyous rustle of wrapping paper. Many believe that this tradition originated from the old Christian belief that Jesus was born at midnight, marking the start of Christmas Day. On the other hand, in countries such as the United Kingdom, Australia and the United States, the tradition is to wake up early on Christmas Day to a tree surrounded by presents. This, they say, is Santa's handiwork, delivered under the cover of night while everyone was sound asleep. It's a day filled with surprise, delight and the occasional odd pair of socks from a well-meaning aunt. But the truth is, there's no right or wrong answer to this debate. Whether you're unwrapping presents under the soft glow of Christmas Eve lights or amidst the excitement of Christmas morning, the essence of the tradition remains the same. It's about sharing joy, spreading love and creating memories with our loved ones. And let's not forget, the act of giving and receiving presents, no matter when it happens, is a symbol of the generosity and goodwill that embody the spirit of Christmas. It's a reminder that it's not just about what's under the tree, but who's around it. So whether you're a Christmas Eve enthusiast or a Christmas Day traditionalist, the most important thing is the joy of sharing and receiving gifts. But beyond the gifts and the glitter, what really is the spirit of Christmas? Well, my dear friends, let's take a moment to ponder this thought. The essence of Christmas, the true spirit that lights up this festive season, isn't found under the tree, wrapped in shiny paper and tied with a bow. Oh no, it's woven into the very fabric of our hearts, in the warmth of shared laughter, in the soft glow of a family gathered together, in the quiet hush of a snow-kissed world at midnight. Christmas, you see, isn't about the presents, it's about the presence. The presence of those we hold dear, the presence of love and joy, the presence of shared experiences and cherished memories. Think back to your most memorable Christmas moments. I'll wager they're not about the gifts you received. More likely, they're about the time you spent with your loved ones. The year you all stayed up late to watch the snowfall. The Christmas you learned to bake cookies with your grandmother. The holiday season when you and your friends sang carols off-key and laughing in the town square. These are the moments that make Christmas magical. These are the moments that fill our hearts with warmth and our souls with joy. So this Christmas, let's remember to cherish these moments. Let's make the effort to create new memories, to laugh a little louder, to hug a little tighter, to say, I love you a little more often. Let's remember that the most precious gift we can give each other isn't something that can be bought in a store. It's the gift of time, of attention, of love. It's the gift of a shared smile, a kind word, a helping hand. And let's not forget, Christmas isn't just a day, it's a feeling, it's a spirit that can live in our hearts all year long, if only we let it. So as we wrap up, remember the best gift you can give this Christmas is your time and love. That's the true spirit of Christmas.